Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Daily Creative Challenges in Adobe Illustrator. I'm your host, Julia Masalska. Welcome, everybody in the chat. We have a lot of amazing people here, as usual. We have Annika, Arshad, Umakorn, Wade, Robert, everybody joining us today. Wow, what an amazing stream that we saw just now. So many really cool things going on today. Really excited to watch some of the live streams and learn something myself. Cute hair. Thank you so much, Annika. Yeah, I felt like a squirrel today. I woke up and I was like, I need some summer in my life and I need to like get a little creative with my hair because I always have it the same way. So I was like, okay, let's do something. Cool. So, all right, friends. Murray is joining us from Brampton, Canada. And Megan is here. Cool. All right, friends. So today's challenge is all about logo design, just like the whole series is. We are doing a series on logo design, and I want you to find different creative ways to design logos. And we are learning about how to design logos, how to use typography, how to create different lockups, and how to use different techniques. So today we are going to be creating 3 lockups of a logo. And the reason why we need 3 lockups of a logo or multiple lockups is because sometimes you want to improve the legibility when the logo is, for example, used in a small format, or you want to make the logo adaptable to different layouts. So if it's, for example, a horizontal layout, you want the logo to be able to show horizontally, versus if it's maybe a square layout, you want the logo to be stacked. So this is what we're going to be learning today. And welcome, everybody. If you are joining us on YouTube, by the way, head over to be.net/Adobe Live. It's on Behance live streams, and we are actually having a live chat here. So if you're watching this live on YouTube, join us here, join us on Behance, and you can ask your questions live. How cool is that? All right, so my friends, we are going to jump into my screen, and this is what we see. This is what we have for our today's challenge. This is the starter file that I've provided you with, and this is what we are going to be working on today. So we are going to create a stack logo, horizontal logo, and kind of like a stamp version of our logo. So feel free to go into our site on be.net/challenge/Illustrator and check out the challenge of today. Also, join us on Discord. Join us on bit.ly/AI Discord and join our amazing community. We are really, really excited to have you there. And this is what that looks like. So we have the Daily Creative Challenge page right here, behance.net/challenge/Illustrator. And every single day we have a new challenge unlock. Here you can rewatch the past videos. So this is today, this is yesterday's video. So if you haven't participated in yesterday's challenge, feel free to do so. And once you click get started on any of these challenges, you will get access to the starter file that I was just showing. And then, so how it works is you watch this show, then you submit your challenge into the Discord channel, and it looks like this. Again, the link to the Discord channel is right here, bit.ly/AI Discord, and this is what that looks like. We have our feedback challenge hashtag right here, where you can click and submit your designs into the chat by clicking the little plus element right here. Just click the plus and upload your artwork into the chat. All right, we have some amazing designs over here from yesterday's challenge. Yesterday we were customizing a font and creating a custom logo with that. So that was really exciting. Check this out. Amazing work by Omar here. And then we have also Patty's and Eric. Very nice. And Susan here with Discover. Amazing work, guys. I'm really, really proud. So let's get started. And what's the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to fonts.adobe.com, where we can have an amazing font selection, and we can pick a font that we want to work with. And yesterday we were creating a logo for Samba. Today it might be something else, so feel free to drop the suggestions what today's brand name should be. And maybe you can already have an idea of what kind of business it is. So I have a little bit more of an insight, and we're going to improvise. So here you can pop in your sample text. Yesterday we were creating for Samba. You can also create a logo for yourself. So I can also write in my name and preview all the amazing fonts here. Now, if I click onto clean, I will see all the clean fonts. Clean means probably a sans serif, a very, very, very well legible typefaces here. So that's something that we want to achieve with a logo, right? We want to achieve functionality as well as character. And a logo is a part of a brand identity, right? So it does have to have some specific character to be recognizable, but also we want to keep it functional so it works in different setups and layouts and on print and in digital and in very small tiny formats. So that's something that we really want to keep in mind when we're designing. We also have the luxury section here that I also really love. There are some really beautiful fonts here as well, like this one, Swear Display. It looks really cute. I love it. And here you can also type in the sample text. So for example, I could type in my name. And here we can preview all the different weights of the font and different logo types. So we have Swear Display Thin Italic here. We have light, we have medium, regular, bold italic. So there's a lot of variation, which is really great when we're designing for a brand identity. I really love this one, Swear Display Light Italic. I think I might even just go for that and design myself a logo. If there are any suggestions. All right. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna do my first and last name, and you can feel free to type in your own name. So I'm going to activate this font. It's called Swear Display Light Italic. Now I'm going back into the Illustrator file, and I'm going to have this font already activated in my properties panel. So all I have to start with is click on one of these elements, or if you want to start from scratch, create a text box using the type tool. So just click on the type tool right here, and you'll be able to create a text box. Then use the delete button on your keyboard, type whatever you want. Don't forget to change the color of the font, which I'm going back to the selection tool, and I'm going into my color fill right here, double clicking, and I'm going to change it to white for now. Okay, now you can see my font is visible, and on the right side in the properties panel you will be able to adjust the font size. So I'm going to make it quite large for now so we can see it from afar. And now let's see, it was Swear Display that we downloaded, that we already activated in our properties panel. So let's check it out. When I type in Swear Display, it should be already showing. I had filters on, so it wasn't. Okay, cool. Ooh, this looks fancy. This looks really cool, and I think it looks very modern and a little bit kind of playful, and also very feminine. So it works perfectly with me, although I already have a logo. But let's just experiment. I think in my case I'm going to type it out in caps. So you can either type it out in caps, or you can also go into the settings right here, into the character styles, and go onto the little three dots. First, let's select it like that. And then we're going into my character, more options. And here we'll be able to set to all caps. And once I do that, you can see that it adjusts automatically. There we go. Now we have these letters pretty much very close to each other, right? So what I want to do is I'm going to adjust the tracking for that, and I'm going to click in here, and I'm going to add just a little bit of tracking, maybe to set to 75. Okay. So this is going to be the font I'm going to be using. Now the cool thing is that there is everything pretty much already preset. So if you're a beginner, this is going to be really easy for you. So I'm going to select this, type out my name. Oh, this also looks really good. This is Regular Display. This is actually a font that I use for my brand identity. So this is really nice. I love these little details in here, and it's a very minimalistic sans serif. Let me type in case sensitive so you can see. It's a really beautiful typeface by Ono Type Foundry. It's really pretty. If you look at the K, for example, we have these little bridges here, and here we have some detail going. It has a little edge to it, and which I really love and which I think really works for my personal brand. So I'm using this font for my personal brand. But today we're going to do square display. So I'm going to select my text box, use the eyedropper letter key I on your keyboard, and sample this text. All right, so we have that, Julia Maselska, yay. Now this is supposed to be a stacked version, so I'm going to type these right underneath each other. Now one thing that we can do here is you can see that the line height, so the distance between the lines, is pretty large, so the words are pretty much far away from each other. So what I'm going to do here is, and maybe I'm even going to go for case sensitive. So I'm going to go back and I'm going into my character style settings, and I'm going to remove the all caps, and we'll see how that will work. And I'm also going to remove the tracking, set it to 0, so the letters are back to a little bit closer together. All right, so to reduce the distance between the letters, we can also go into the character style adjustments. Here we have the line height setting right here, and we can also set it either to auto, which is kind of like a preset that comes with a typeface, or we can go and adjust it to any of these numbers. And I'm thinking around 60 points should be fine, but I can also go in with the little arrows, with the up and down arrows, and set it custom, so you can see how the lines are moving closer or more apart from each other. So something like this. Now I'm going to center align my text because I think that it might look good when it's center aligned. So I'm going to center align it. Yeah, that could actually work. So that we have a stacked up version of my logo now, although my last name is pretty long, but you will have to figure this out if you want to left align it, right align it, or center align it for your personal name. Everybody's name is different, right? So try that out. And then we will have a horizontal version, which I'm going to do a very simple thing. I'm just going to copy and paste it holding Option and Shift, just like that. And I'm going to just remove that little space that I had so that the lines are divided. And that's going to be my horizontal version of my logo, right? I can also just, for the horizontal version, I could also decide that I just want to use my last name, right? So that could be also something that you decide when you are designing for branding. I could also do something where I'm dividing these into different lines, so it's easier to read, because my last name is pretty hard to pronounce for some people. So Maselska maybe is even easier to read, and I can also left align it however I want. I can also play around with my tracking again. So feel free to decide for yourself what you think works. And what else? So we have that. We have a horizontal, we have a vertical version. Let's see. I want to go back into the horizontal one, just like that. All right. And here we have a type on a path. What is type on a path actually? The type on a path tool you can find in the type tool. Once you click and hold it, you can select the type on a path tool, right? It's this one right here. It's quite difficult to zoom in, but let's see. So this is what that looks like. It's a little T and a little wave underneath it. You can also find it right here. My dog is making funny noises under my desk. There we go. Type on a path tool. This is what it looks like. And by the way, find all the shortcuts here that you will need for today. We have the selection tool with the shortcut letter V on your keyboard. Shortcut A is for the direct selection tool, where we can actually select the vector points. And then we also have the type tool with the shortcut T. All right, and here we also have a step-by-step guide. So if you feel like going with that, feel free to do so. All right, I'm going to remove this one for now because I want to keep my artboard nice and clean. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to create a type on a path. And a type on a path literally is what it says. You can type on a path. And what is a path? A path is a line that's connected by anchor points. So we can, for example, create a line by drawing one with the pencil tool. So I can simply draw a line like this and use the type on a path tool on that specific line. So you can literally draw something very custom, and I'm going to change the color to white here. like so. And you can create some really cool stuff with this. Even if you're designing, let's say, an Instagram post or something fun, you can go in and draw your custom type with the pencil tool. So we can even draw something crazy like this, and we can also use the type on a path tool on that. So I can type, okay, let's see. There we go. So you can even create some really cool abstract typography with that. And right now I'm also using the eyedropper tool to sample that specific character style that I had here. So this can look really cool if you're designing some type of layout. And you can literally design on any type of path. You can even take the rectangle tool, the circle tool, the polygon, the star. You can type along a star. So let's try that out. You can literally do something like this, where you type along a star, which is also a really, really cool thing to experiment with. But for now, for today, we're going to type along a circle. So I'm going to create a circle first, and it's always starting with a path that you want to type on, right? So first you have to create the path, either using the pen tool or any shape or the line segment or the pencil tool. All of these have one thing in common: they are creating paths, right? So let's go ahead and create a circle. I'm using the ellipse tool or the shortcut L on your keyboard. And I'm also going, while creating the ellipse, because when you're creating an ellipse, it can get distorted like this. What we want to create is we want to create an even circle. So while holding shift, it locks to this proportionate circle, the perfect circle. Right? So I'm holding shift on my keyboard, clicking and dragging, and creating this perfect circle. Now let me type on a path my first and last name. So I'm going to use the type on a path tool, just like that. And I am going to click out into my selection tool or the letter V on your keyboard, but make sure to click escape before that. Otherwise, Illustrator thinks that you want to type the V. So I'm going to click escape and click V. And I'm going to click the letter I for sampling, and I'm going to sample this exact character style, right? I think, by the way, this is a really pretty typeface. I think this is so cute. All right, so I'm going to type out my first and last name. And you will have to see how many times your last name will fit into this. You can also adjust the size of that to fit it multiple times, 2 or 3 times, I think is pretty good. All right, now we have this situation where we have a little bit of spacing here. So either you can go ahead and adjust the font size a little bit, or you can also go in between all the different letters and adjust the distance between the words. So there are different ways to balance this out, but I'm always recommending to kind of balance it out so there is no kind of spacing in it, so it looks very even. All right, so we're going to remove this guy here and we're going to place that one. So I'm designing my personal logo right now, and by the way, holding Option and Shift, you can also resize it, and while you're resizing it, the typeface will also resize. So keep that in mind. And if you want to turn the resizing off, I believe you can go into transform, scale, and then scale. No, actually, you can turn it off, but you can go back and sample any of the fonts that you had before, and it will go back to the exact character style and the exact size. But once you're scaling the circle or the path, the typography will scale with it. Now, what do we want to achieve here? We want to create a circle that says the brand name, and then we want to create an abbreviation that goes inside, right? So in this case, I'm going to pick J and M. And I'm going to select this exact font using the letter I on my keyboard, like so, and I'm going to adjust the size of this to maybe a 100, something like that. Now we have that. I have a nice little abbreviation of my name. I'm going to click Command Shift and O to outline these. Now it's not live text anymore that I can change. Now these are shapes. These are vector shapes now, and I can customize them. I can remove some of the parts. I can also ungroup them, Command Shift and G, and I can place them on top of each other, create some really cool little overlap here. That's, by the way, something that I've been using a lot for my last name. And you can also remove some of the, if you go into the direct selection tool, you can also remove some of these points that you don't need and create a little custom version of the M letter. Look at how the M looks right now, and now that I'm placing it over the J, it looks somewhat like this. Kind of cool. And it's custom, and it's your personal kind of logo, right? Cool. So we have an abbreviation going. I can also use this by itself. Let's select both the objects, clicking on the M first, or whatever letter you have, holding Shift and selecting the second letter, Command and G, or you can also use the Pathfinder to unite them. Now, if we look close and click Unite, those two letters will be combined to one shape, right? So now I cannot really change it anymore. So yeah. Make sure that you create a copy if you want to change it then afterwards. So now I have 3 lockups of my logo. Julia Masalska, just Masalska by itself, and then I have this cool circle logo, and I can also use the abbreviation by itself, right? So I can also create myself this little version of my logo, and I can also create a combination logo, somewhat like that, right? So you can feel free to play around and design your personal logo, or any kind of logo, really. If you have any ideas for a cool business or a project that you're currently working on, create multiple lookups and see how the same typeface and the same kind of idea can be translated in different formats. All right, going at light speed. Awesome. Yes, Command Z to undo. Command Z is your best friend. You can really undo a lot of things. And sometimes I'm thinking, how great would it be to have Command Z in real life? Sometimes I'm doing a really stupid thing where I'm pouring too much coffee into my cup, and then it kind of flows over, and I'm like, Julia, I wish I had Command Z. But there is no Command Z in real life. But there is Command Z in Illustrator. And yes, I did have a lot of coffee today, which is why I'm going at light speed. And you can always replay this and follow the steps one by one if you just go back into behance.net/challenge/illustrator. You can watch the replay, or you can simply replay this video, right? Also, if you are on Behance, underneath you can find the replays, so feel free to do that if that was too fast. I'm hoping that most of you could follow. Now let's export our artwork and post it into the Discord channel. So the way I've set up the files for you is that I have only created this artboard. This information section is actually not part of the artboard. But what you have to make sure is when you export that you select the artboard for export. So we're going to File, Export, Export As, or Export for Screens, whatever you prefer. And then you can click Use Artboards, which makes sure that you only export this frame that I've created for you, which contains the artwork, because we don't want to export this part, right? And I'm going to click Export, and here I can also adjust the resolution. 150 pixels per inch is more than enough. Okay, so we're gonna do that, and also feel free to customize this. By the way, have you seen this little thing that I've created for you? Have some fun in 2021. Yeah. That's what we're trying to do. Since 2020 was not so fun, we're trying to have fun in 2021. Okay, cool. So feel free also to adjust the background color, to whatever you prefer. Maybe you like a lighter color. Maybe you have your own library already set with your brand assets. So you can go in and do something like that. Here I have, by the way, my CC library set up with all my graphics. There's a lot of fun stuff in here, but I can go in and adjust it to any of my brand colors by just clicking on the colors inside my library, which is, by the way, really fun. And if you're trying to work professionally in Illustrator, CC libraries is a must check out. Cool. All right, Richard. Watch it back, replay, and go step by step, hoping this was still good enough. Now I'm trying to talk extra slow. All right, so we have that. We have 4 different lookups. You can also just create 2 or 3, whatever you think will work for your brand or the brand that you're designing for. Just always keep the brand in mind. All right, we have already exported it. Now let's go back to our challenge Discord, and I'm clicking the little plus element here, and I can upload a file. There we go. Or I can simply drag and drop a file into Discord. So let me find it real quick. And For all of you who know me, I have a lot of files on my computer, and it takes a while until I find them. But I promise you, I can make it. I can do it. I can do it. Where is it? All right. I think I found it. Okay. So I can simply drag and drop my file into the chat, and I can write something like my submission for today, and add a little smiley because I like smileys. There we go. Upload, and you can see that my file is already uploaded to the Discord, and I'm looking forward to see all of your submissions for today's challenge. All right, so make sure to stay tuned for the program after this, and I see you guys in Discord. Once again, here's the link, bit.ly/AI Discord. And I will see you all tomorrow for another challenge. Have a wonderful day ahead, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.